guys, Miss Charlie here with another Shop My Stash project pan for March and what I'm going to be using for the month of April. So we're first going to go through this basket to see my progress on what I use for the month of March. Okay, for my face primer sprays, I wanted to use up this Mario Badescu and there's still a tiny bit left. And I can't pour it into this one because this one doesn't have a way to do that, but I brought in my Spascriptions glacier water. This one is about down to here now. So wanted to use this up, which basically I have. It just has a little bit in it. And then I brought this one in for my facial primer and also to set down my powders after I put on my base. For my eye cream, moisturizer, and face primer, I have the Symbiosis. This is the tightening and resplendent eye mask. This still has a little bit in it. I'm trying to use up some of the things that are halfway full or almost halfway empty, I should say. But this one still has quite a bit in it and it's very moisturizing for my under eyes. I also use this at night for my night skincare. This Grown Alchemist Day Cream. This thing I'm not going to be able to use up for years, and this is like old school aluminum packaging and it's full all the way. There's hardly any air in there and you only need the tiniest bit of this. This is going to last me for the rest of my life, but it was very nice and hydrating. And I'm going to call this empty. There's still a tiny bit in there that I can get out with a brush, but I've had this for so long, and this is the No Problem Primer from Touch and Soul. I've used it for so many years, and look, there's still some in there. And you don't need much of this. I could put this in another 2-3 project pans and still not use this up. But I've had this for so long, and I have a backup because it now comes in a tube. So I'm gonna call this used up. For my concealers, and I apologize, this is a dirty. I don't want to dirty up my background, so I'm not going to lay it down. But this is the Natasha Denona Transfix Concealer in Red Rouge. There's still a lot in here, don't need much, and I took the stopper out. There's still a lot in there. I'm going to be using that for quite a while. And then, see, there it is. It's crumbling on my background. I don't want to mess that up. And then I have, excuse me, the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This one is in Fawn. I really like the Pro Conceal concealers, and it has a brush on there. And then I just mix my concealers to get the right color that for my skin tone. But those two were concealers for the month of March. For lip treatments, I use the Unearthly lip oil in the color Ruins. It's very pretty. It gives you a slight tint, not much, but it's very, very moisturizing, very hydrating. I'm gonna put some on now. Hey, why not? Excuse me, my voice is going today. I'm so sorry. But I really like their lip oil formula. I would look into getting more of these, but I have plenty of lip oils right now, and they take you a while to get through them, but I would recommend that. And then for my lip scrub, I have the Amia Macaron lip scrub. We're trying to get her used up, and it smells so good. But those were my lip treatments. For brows, I have the rest of this Wet n Wild Sema Brow Nail Pencil. I did use it a couple times, but I mostly use this one, the Wet n Wild Color Icon one. This one is about done. This is one of my favorite, well, they're both one of my favorites. So, but I use this one the most in the month of March, but I'm gonna still try to get them done. And then my little Franken brow color. I'm gonna open it over here so I don't get it on my background. And this is just a couple KVD colors mixed together for my perfect brow powder shade. I'm still using that. And then this Cnutbutrbeauty cheat sheet kit that I got from CVS. It's got a mirror on the back, has a wax and then 2 powders and a brush and a spoolie, and it also came with what do you call those things? Little templates. Let me pull them out. It came with these little brow templates as well. So if you needed help, you know, creating a brow, it gave you these little templates with it, which I thought was really cool. But those were the things for my brows. For highlight, blush, contour, and bronzer, I used this Black Radiance pressed powder in Bronze Glow as a bronzer. And I'm trying to extend that pan. It extended just a little bit. Pure Nude highlighter by Essence. This is their original one, and Be My Highlight. This will take you forever to use. So if you want a nice everyday highlighter, and it is domed. I've had this for years, and it is very, very subtle. So this is a great everyday highlighter. It's very smooth. I use for my cool tone, and then for my warm tone highlight, I have my Ofra Rodeo Drive. This will take you forever to use as well. I've had this for a very long time, and it's a warmer tone with a little bit of rose in it, but it's more on the warm side. But you see how this one is more subtle, and this one is a little bit more glowy. This blush from Clean Beauty, this is supposed to be a lip color and cream blush duo. Sorry, I'm blinding you there. This was from Dollar Tree. This is very sheer on my cheeks. I didn't want to keep building and building till it like took off my foundation, but it's very sheer. You can see it. But I did mix this with the other color that I used for blush to make it a little bit more, you know, stand out a little bit more. But it is sheer. You can see it there, but it is very sheer. So if that's something you like, you might be interested in this. Again, it's at the Dollar Tree. The Superstay Maybelline foundation stick in Espresso. I use this as a cream contour, and you don't need much at all. This is how much you do like this. That's how much I need on my cheekbone. That's it. And then it blends out so nicely. So nicely. You don't need much of this at all. This is gonna last me, whoops, dropping things on the floor. This is gonna last me for a long time, but it is great for a cream contour. The Fenty, open this off, Kilowatt Foil in Ruby Riches. This is too dark for me as a highlight, so I use it as a blush, and I mixed it with this a little sometimes. But this is very pretty as a blush. You don't need much of it either. It's like a glowy blush. You can see the difference. This one is more sheer, and that one's a little bit more saturated. But I love using this as a blush. And then this Alamar Trio, this I think is the medium one. It comes in 3. And I have the deep one. And I've wanted to expand that pan. I've expanded it a little bit, but I've used this more because even after I put this on and then put on my powder, I would put on my foundation and then put this on, cream contour, blend it out, and then powder. You could still see this through the powder. I didn't need to add additional powder on top of it because you could still see this through it, which was great because then I didn't have to, you know, add anything else. But a few days I did just use this alone and not use this. But we will still keep going to try to extend that pan some more. But that was contour, blush, bronzer, and highlight. For foundations, I used the Maybelline Super Stay Stick in the color Warm Sun. I'm digging that out because I want to get it all out, get my money's worth, even though this wasn't, I got this at the Dollar Tree along with the other one, but I want to use it all up, and I was digging that out because there's still quite a lot in there. It's an awesome foundation, medium to full coverage if that's something you like, but I mix it with this CoverGirl Full Spectrum, which is no longer available, which is an amazing finish foundation. I hope they bring this back, or if they're reformulating it and changing it to something else. This is a wonderful foundation. The whole collection that they had, I have the powder and the foundation, beautiful. So I don't know why they took it away, but hopefully they'll bring it back, maybe reformulating. But I mixed these two together for my foundations for March. Powders, we have the Air Spun. This is the translucent extra coverage. I'm not gonna open it because it will go everywhere, but this will last you forever. And again, I'll show the weights for everything as well. So, and then the Lorac Pro Loose Setting Powder in Cinnamon. I just took these two and mixed them together in the lid and mixed them together and put them on, and they were beautiful. Beautiful, flawless coverage, lasted all day. It's starting to get humid here where I live because spring has sprung, but it's starting to get humid, but the humidity hasn't come here yet. It will in the next few months. So these powders right now were great during the humidity that we've had, the slight humidity that we had. So, you know, later on in the summer, I might pull one or both of these out again in a project pan to see how they do when the humidity gets really crazy, to see how it holds up my makeup. For liner, lashes, I have a clear brow gel and an eye primer. I had a liquid liner from Chula that I featured last month, but I have no idea what I've done with it. And it was such a nice liner. I'm gonna keep looking for it, but it was in black. Beautiful, beautiful liner. I also have this LA Girl Kajal Auto Liner in super black. This was really nice. It did bleed a little bit if I did not use the liquid liner over top of this. It did bleed. So if that's something you're worried about, this can bleed down to your lower lash line unless you set it with a liquid liner. So I have to remember that each time I use it, because you get that darkness in the outer corner bleeding down onto your lower lash line, which makes it look like, you know, you've been crying or something. So warning with this. The YC Collection Eye Primer, I love this eye primer. It's very nice. There's still quite a lot in here, even though you can see I've used the crap out of it. I got this in a BoxyCharm. It's beautiful. I love this. I might get a backup, but I don't need any eye primer for the rest of my life and my children's lives. But you never know. This will probably last me for another 6 months. The Mellow Way Mascara. It's still going. It hasn't dried out, and it's one of those with the flexible wand, which I do enjoy, so you can get the best angle, and it does give me some volume. This V Cosmetics Clear Brow Gel. This stuff is so good. So good. I love the brush. How it looks there is just on one side. The gel is awesome. It makes them hard but not like crunchy hard. But like when you touch your brows, you know that they're in place. They're not going anywhere with this. And you don't need that much of it. This I would also consider getting a backup of because this is really good. And then the Pure Fully Charged Magnetic, powered by magnetic technology mascara. I don't know how my eyelashes would benefit from being magnetized, but whatever. But here is the wand. It's a nice wand. It did give me some lift and volume. You do have to clean this off because you can see right there, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a lot of product that comes out on this brush. You have to really clean it really good and make sure there's no little balls on there because it will leave those little balls on the ends of your lashes. But once you get past this and get it on there, it works just fine, lifts them up, gives you some volume and some length, and no problem with this other than, again, you have to clean that brush off really well. But those were liner, mascara, brow gel, and eye primers. Then lastly, I have this Maven Rose Water Setting Spray and the Hard Candy Defend Setting Spray. This I got it at Dollar Tree when they had a whole bunch of hard candy setting sprays. I think I got all of them. And then the Maven Beauty one came in a BoxyCharm. This is basically done. There's hardly anything in here. This one still has a bit in here, so I'll probably end up taking this and pouring it in here because there's more in here. And then we will put it in another project pan. Okay, so now we're gonna get into this basket here for what I'll be using for the month of April. Okay, so we're gonna start with this here. I've brought this in many times. I've gone through, I don't know, 4 of these, I think. I still have a backup. This is the Beauty Skin Aloe Vera and Rose Facial Mist. I get this at TJ Maxx. I got this for $3 on clearance. There's still some in here. I think it's down to here. I use this again before makeup to prep my skin and also to lay down any powders after my base, and then also to spray any shadows if need be. But this is one of my favorites, and I'm gonna have to find another one because I like to have an extra backup. Once this one's done, then I want to get another backup. For face primer, moisturizer, and eye cream, I pulled out one of my favorite primers, which is from Peter Thomas Roth. This is the Skin to Die For. I've gone through, I think, 2 smaller ones and then this one big one. It's still a lot in here. This is kind of like the Becca Ever Matte. This will leave you nice and matte, and I only put this in my T-zone. I don't put it all over my face for that type of primer, but it is absolutely fabulous. So if you can get a sample of this, like at Sephora, if they have it, try this out. This is a really good face primer. This is Sonage Vitality Nourishing Facial Oil. I just got this in a BoxyCharm. I like facial oils because I have the one from Give, which is their priming oil, which is absolutely amazing. And this is what it looks like, and it's a nice glass bottle, and it has one of those pumps. You can pull that out like that, and it has a very nice medicinal smell, and you only need the tiniest bit, this much. It's like a dry oil, it's not greasy. That spread all over the back of my hand, so you know you don't need very much. This will last you a long time, and it just absorbs right in. It's not greasy at all. Just to give you, my camera just cut off, but I was just talking about these, and these are my face primer, moisturizer, and eye cream for the month of April. For my lip treatments, I brought up my other Amika. This is the I Do Not Know lip scrub. Still got a lot in there. Smells like candy. And then I have the Aceology Berry Glaze Overnight Lip Mask. This smells so good. It smells like berry jello. Just want to eat it. And I do have a lip scrub from Aceology that I really like. So we will try this out and see how it goes. For concealers, I brought out the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover. It is a favorite. This is in caramel. I really like this. It's a medium to full coverage, just so you're aware, and it's a little bit drier. So if you have a lot of lines under your eyes, you might want to mix this with something more hydrating. So that's why I brought in my Maybelline Fit Me. I haven't used this concealer in so long. It was one of the first concealers I ever used 15 years ago, and it's still around. This one is in the color caramel as well. This one is a little bit more hydrating. So I will mix these two together to get my perfect color and also to help this one not be as dry. For powders, I bought this AOA Studio Perfect Setting Powder in my AOA unbagging that I just did. I bought some things because I had not ordered from the Shop Miss A site. So I decided to try out a few things, and this was one. So we will see how this goes. I like a white powder and I mix it with a deeper powder. This one is the Becca Hydro Mist. This one is in deep, I believe, no, golden bronze. This Becca's no longer around, but I have this in a backup from when they decided to close doors, and it is a very nice finely milled powder, and I like the mesh, which helps keep it from being messy. This was hyped up many years ago, saying that when you put it on you can feel a cooling sensation. I've never felt the cooling sensation, but it is still a very nice finely milled finishing powder. So I'm going to mix these together and see how they work. Foundations that I'm using for April are the Collab. This is the Meet Your Matte in the color Terracotta. Got this at Sally's Beauty on clearance. It was like $7. So I decided to try it because I had heard people talk about collab for quite a while, because this was a collab with a bunch of influencers where they came out with the line. I don't know if the full line is still at Sally's. If it is, I'll link it below if you like to try it, or check out your local Sally's Beauty. But this is a nice foundation, so I wanted to mix it with the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage. This one is in Caramel Beige, which is very light. And this one is a little more on the warm side, so mixing these two together should make my perfect shade. And also I mix my foundations and concealers also with the LA Girl Pro Mixing Pigment in blue, and I just got me a backup of that, and I already have my foundation mixed. You can get these little containers at the Dollar Tree. I have a whole little basket full of them, and they're great for travel. So I mix up the amount that I want to use for the 30 days, and it's already in there and ready to go. All three of these are mixed together in here, so all I gotta do is pull this out and I'm ready to go. For my brows, I still have my Franken powder from KVD that I'm using, and I'm gonna mix it with the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. This is an ash brown. It is a little ashy on me, but if I mix this powder in there with it, that's what I've been doing. Put a little powder, put a little this in there, mix it. It makes the perfect color. So I'm gonna do that with this. The Brow Styler from Benefit. This has a pencil on one end and a powder on the other end. And I can also mix that with this as well to make perfect color. And then the AOA Studio Hold My Brow Clear Brow Soap I wanted to try out. And and it's just a block of soap in there. So we're gonna try that as well. But those are my brow products. For liners and eyeshadow primer and mascara, I'm gonna pull back out the Fully Charged from Pure because I really enjoyed it, and I don't want to open up a new one at this time because this is the first time this was opened. I like to keep them in rotation until I'm done so I don't have a bunch of mascaras open. So I'm pulling this back out along with my Deli Plus Volume and Curl. This was given to me by my lovely friend Nydia. This is a Spanish indie brand. I'm gonna have to look them up so that I can get me a backup of this, see if it's still available. This stuff is so awesome. Makes you look like you have fake lashes. So it's still going, it's still nice and moist, it's not dried out, so I'm gonna continue to use those. Bring out this LA Colors eyeliner pencil. It has a built-in sharpener at the top, what I got from Shop Miss A. So we're gonna try out this black liner to see how it works. I didn't even know LA Colors made liners this size because it reminds me of the Wet n Wild one. The Wet n Wild one is even longer than this. So that's pretty cool. So we'll try it out. This liquid liner from Defiance Beauty. I like the packaging. Very cool looking. They're three-dimensional, and it's a nice small tip. It is a felt tip, but it's very small, so I'm gonna not try to lose this one like I misplaced the Chula one, the one that looks like this but in black. I have no idea what I did with it, but I brought out the brown one, and this one is also a felt tip. It's a nice brown, so I'm gonna try that out. And then for eyeshadow primer, I got the AOA Studio one in Natural, which looks like that, but it does go clear. So we're gonna try some of these new products out and see how they go for the month of April. Next we have contour, bronzer, highlight, and blush. I have this little container that has a little bit of Orange Bloom from Makeup by Tammy. I won a few of her blushes in a giveaway, and I gave all of them away because this stuff is so potent, it'll last you forever. So I decided to share it, and I just kept a little bit for myself. And this one is in Orange Bloom because I wanted a warm tone blush. You can see how orange it is. You only need the tiniest bit of this. Just gonna get a tiny bit, because I've showed this many times how pigmented these blushes are. See that right there? That's a nice orange blush. So I'm pulling that out. This AOA Studio Hush Cream Sheer Blush. I guess the color is Hush. Wanted to try this out, and this is a nice wine color. So I have a warm and a cool toned blush there. The Wet n Wild Contour Palette. This is OG. I used to use this as a contour. I don't know how because it's very light, but I'm going to use it as a bronzer. I can't use this banana powder because it is too ashy on my skin tone, but I'm going to try to increase that pan and use this as a bronzer. The Ace Beauty Ultimate Sculpt Face Palette. There's only one of these. I think there's only one color of these. And that's what it looks like. And I just mixed these three for a nice cream contour. Blends out beautifully. Looks fabulous. Not patchy. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. So I'm bringing this back out. Don't want to blind you with the shininess. This e.l.f. blush palette. This one is in dark. I've had this for a long time. I love these colors. So I have warm and cool in here. So I have two cream, and then I have this one as powder, and then I also have the Alamar one, which is more. I have also another orange, and this orange is so pretty too. And then this one has a little bit of warmth and then cool. So we have a little bit more choices to make with the powders than the cream, but that's fine. It's always good to have options. And then in here, I have this pure powder. It came in a set with 2 contours and two highlights. I decluttered the highlights and I kept the contour, and I want to go ahead and get this done because it's almost done. We'll go ahead and get that done. Then I have this IBY. I don't know the color. I'll have to look it up. I got this in a BoxyCharm or Ipsy or something, and it was broken. It was smashed, and I just pressed it in here, but it's supposed to be a blush, but it is too light for a blush for me, so I use it as a highlight. It's got a gold, look at that. That would not be a blush on me. So I use it as a highlight, and it looks pink, but it's got that gold reflect. So I have that for my warm highlight. And then this is a P. Louise highlight that came in the Love Tapes palette, and I depotted that because that packaging was ginormous. Storing nightmare. I depotted it, put the palette in another palette, and then of course I have the highlight, and I have the highlight in a Z palette. This one is called Once Upon a Time, and they're very nice highlights, and this one is the cool toned highlight. You can see those. So pretty. So pretty. Yes. So that was highlight, blush, lots of blush, bronzer, and contour. And lastly, for my setting spray, I have this e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Spray, up to 16-hour wear. It isn't even open yet. You see the tape still there. Been cashing in my CVS rewards, and I needed to get another setting mist, so this is the one that I chose. If you've tried this, let me know your thoughts on it. If I should try any of their other setting sprays or any setting sprays that you enjoy that I may not have tried, let me know, because I want to get some more. But this is the setting spray I will have for the month of April. Alright, so those are the things I'll be using for the month of April. I thank you all for being here and hanging out with me. Let me know if you used any of these products or any suggestions that you might have for me to try out. I love doing my project pan because I'm getting through so many things, getting things out, trying new things, seeing if I like older things, if not, getting them out. So I'm having a great time with this journey. If you do project pan, let me know. I would love to see your videos and the thoughts of what you're doing in your collection. Again, thanks again for being here and hanging out with me. I appreciate you all so very much. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. And we'll see you in the next project pan video.